It was just another Tuesday afternoon in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sunlight danced through the glass walls of Lincroft National Bank, casting soft golden hues on the pristine marble floor. Customers moved in and out, some nodding politely to the bank staff. In the middle of it all stood Elijah, a 13-year-old black boy. Slightly nervous but determined, he clutched a slightly wrinkled envelope filled with $800 in birthday and allowance money, ready to open his first-ever savings account. He wore a clean hoodie, jeans, and well-worn sneakers, his best outfit. His mom had told him she would meet him there after her meeting, but encouraged him to take the first step alone. "You're a young man now," she had said that morning. "I trust you." Elijah smiled as he stepped up to the counter. The bank manager, Diane Whitaker, a white woman in her late 50s with a rigid posture and sharp eyes, looked up from her desk. Her expression changed as she took in Elijah's hoodie, the envelope, and the lack of adult company. "Yes," she said flatly. I want to open a savings account. My mom said I could do it today. I have my school ID," he said, pulling out a laminated card. Diane didn't even glance at it. Her eyes were locked on the envelope. "You're carrying that much cash?" she asked, her voice laced with suspicion. Elijah nodded. "Yeah, it's birthday money. I've been saving it." Diane didn't respond. She turned to a junior teller and whispered something. Moments later, she picked up the phone and walked into her office. Elijah stood awkwardly near the counter, sensing the atmosphere shift. A man nearby stepped away from him. A mother pulled her child a little closer. Then, he saw the flashing lights outside. A police car pulled into the bank lot. Officer Grant, a tall white man with kind eyes but a weary look, entered the bank with slow steps. He approached Elijah, who stood frozen, hand still holding the envelope. "Hey there," the officer said gently. "Can I talk to you for a moment?" "I didn't do anything," Elijah said immediately, his voice cracking. "I was just trying to open an account. I have my ID. It's my birthday money." The officer looked at the envelope, then back at Diane, who had stepped out of her office. "We had a situation," she said, feigning professionalism. "This young man came in with a suspicious amount of cash and no guardian. You know how fraudsters use kids these days." Officer Grant frowned. He turned to Elijah and opened the envelope. Inside were carefully folded bills, a few coins, and a letter. "To our brilliant Elijah, we're so proud of you. Use this wisely. Love, Grandma and Grandpa." The officer sighed. "This looks like birthday money, ma'am," he said to Diane. "We still had to be cautious," she snapped. "He came in alone, in a hoodie. I didn't feel safe letting him near our clients with that much money." Elijah's voice trembled. "I just wanted to save it. My mom said I could come. She's meeting me here." The door chimed. A woman entered, tall, dressed in a sleek navy blazer, high heels, holding a phone. Her eyes went straight to her son. "Elijah," she said, voice calm but commanding. "What's going on?" Danielle Carter didn't wait for an answer. She scanned the room, taking in the cup, the envelope, the bank manager, and the shame in her son's eyes. She placed a protective hand on Elijah's back and turned to Officer Grant. "Officer, is there a problem here?" she asked coolly. Grant shook his head. "No, ma'am. Just responding to a call. It appears this was a misunderstanding." Danielle turned her gaze to Diane. "What kind of misunderstanding requires the police for a child trying to open a savings account?" Diane stammered. He came in with cash. Alone. I had to think of the safety of our customers. It seemed suspicious." Danielle's eyes didn't blink. She pulled out her banking app, clicked twice, and held it up for all to see. "Balance, $2.9 million. I run a private wealth management firm 3 blocks from here," she said. "This boy is my son. This envelope contains hard-earned, well-earned, and well-documented birthday money. He came here because I told him to, because I believed he should learn about financial responsibility." Diane's face turned red. Danielle continued, "You didn't see a child. You saw a threat, and you didn't ask questions. You picked up the phone." A pause. Then her voice dropped. "You should have picked up some empathy instead." The bank lobby was frozen in silence. Officer Grant nodded to Danielle. Ma'am, I'm sorry this happened. There's no crime here. I'll be filing this as an unnecessary dispatch. He turned to leave. But Danielle wasn't done. To Diane, she said, You called the police before even asking him where the money came from. I was just following policy. Diane muttered. We have to be careful. No, Danielle snapped. You weren't being careful. You were being biased. People in the lobby nodded. One man even whispered, She's right. Danielle looked at Elijah. Let's go, baby. But before she turned, she handed Diane a business card. Danielle Carter, CEO, Horizon Wealth Partners, Special Advisor to the Diversity Board of State Financial Regulation. Diane's mouth fell open. And don't worry, Danielle said coldly. You'll be hearing from me, not just as a mother, but as a woman who understands exactly how dangerous your assumptions are. She left, heels clicking. Elijah walked beside her, head held higher than before. By the time they reached the car, someone had already uploaded a cell phone video to Twitter. It showed Elijah, the officer, and Danielle entering the bank. It captured Danielle calmly shutting down the entire situation with dignity, facts, and fire. The tweet read, They called the cops on a black kid for saving birthday money. Then his CEO mom walked in with receipts. Within 24 hours, it had over 4.2 million views. News outlets picked up the story. Activists praised Danielle. Parents across America shared their heartbreak. Former clients of the bank began closing their accounts in protest. Danielle released a short statement. My son walked into a bank with savings and hope and was treated like a criminal. This isn't just about one employee. This is about how deeply embedded suspicion can be when skin color is the first filter. It's time for accountability, policy change, and training that goes deeper than checklists. The bank issued an apology. Diane Whitaker was placed on administrative leave. But Elijah's story didn't disappear. It became a moment that showed the power of presence, the power of truth, and the unstoppable force of a mother who refuses to stay silent, not just for her child, but for every child who's ever been doubted for simply being who they are.